I'm the artist behind Narwhal Carousel Co. And today is Monday, February 20th. What I'm up to today is packing my orders. I have a shop drop every single Saturday pretty much. Typically, I pack my orders on Sundays and then ship them out Mondays. However, this week was a holiday weekend, which means the post office isn't open today. It's open tomorrow. So I packed my orders today and I'm gonna take them to the post office tomorrow on Tuesday. A few times a year, the post office has Monday holidays, which is great because obviously you want your postal workers to have time off, but not great when you are keeping a schedule. However, that's what we're up to. Orders are getting packed and then they'll be shipped out tomorrow. So I'll go along and I'll share part of the process of how I pack my orders. So I thought I'd talk through packing what is a very typical order for me. This is for my cottagecore strawberry collection I just released, and so I'm going through and packing all the orders. So the first thing I do is I have the order pulled up in Shopify on my website, and I pull whatever animal they picked. So in this case, this strawberry jam slug is the animal that was picked. So he's the one I'm gonna pack up. I'm gonna make sure I have the exact right one by referencing the photos, and it's the right one. And then what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna pull the freebie that comes with it. My freebies don't always line up with the collection, but in this case I made these little strawberry frogs because they were actually something I could do. Then I'll show you the jam slug. So cute. He has like a little piece of toast. So this is the item that was ordered. And typically I'll just stick those two things in the lid of the box while I pack it. The next thing I do is I go and I cut the string for the order. So I always try to do this before I start packing because it's really hard to cut it when you're like trying to hold the little box shut. Put that to the side. On my desk I have a giant box of polyfill. So this fluffy stuff that's supposed to be used for like making stuffed animals. And this is what I use to pack my orders. I'm actually gonna do a smaller little square. My boxes are meant for jewelry, and so they come with like a little bit of fill that comes with them, but it's not like fluffy enough to actually pack them with. So I go ahead and add my own. So I wrap them really well in this polyfill. And for me, this has been like the best way to package my items to ensure they don't get broken. I've seriously made and sent out thousands of these and I've had very, very, very few break. So this is what I go and do. Hopefully I don't jinx it by saying that, but I wrap them up really well. And so any like small details on the item, like this slug has antenna, I'll try to put towards the inside of the box. That's not always possible, but whenever it is possible, I do try to do that. So I have this antenna near the center. And then I'll go ahead and I'll wrap the little toast. The little toast is like pretty sturdy, so I'm not too worried about it. In anywhere that just doesn't have anything in it with more fluff. So really tuck everything in there, and then I'll tuck the little frog freebie. I'll just tuck him in wherever he fits. So he fits right there in this case. I really just try to pad them out and bury them in there. I'll put the lid on the box, and obviously the fluff is going to push the box lid up a little bit, which is why I cut my string beforehand. It's always really difficult to like cut the string when you're trying to hold the box shut. Little bow. And cut any extra yarn that's too long after fluffing everything up. Just so it looks cute. So that one's like a little long. We'll shorten him a little bit just so he looks pretty. And then I'll add a business card So these are my sort of fall-y, wintry business cards, and I know it's still winter. My spring ones are actually like in their way on the mail right now. They just haven't come yet, but I do really like these with the strawberry theme. So what I do next is I add one of these little cutouts that I cut on my Cricut, and I write thank you on. I think it's nice to have something handwritten.
I used to be able to write thank you notes for every order, but it's put a lot of pressure on, like handwriting puts a lot of pressure on my wrist, which is why I do as much of my art as possible digitally. So it's something I haven't been able to do is the way I would like. However, I think it's still nice.
There's a thank you note on the back of this card too. And then for this particular collection, because it is strawberry themed, I'm going to add in one of these freebie sticker sheets. I'm not always able to add these to my clay orders. They're mostly meant for the sticker orders because the clay orders have a clay freebie. But because they just match so perfectly with this collection, I am going to do a little sneaky sneak of one in. It's something I'm able to do occasionally, but not all the time. But I'm always like super happy when I'm able to add a little extra something free. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap the whole box in a layer of bubble wrap. And then I have these little labels I made on my Cricut with one of my frogs and my brand name, and I'm just going to add one of those. There we have it. And then this will go inside a mailer. So the mailers I have right now are these really cute ones with little rainbows on it from U-Pack and Ship. I'll just print out the label, pop that on the mailer, and then the whole thing will go out just like this. Packed, I have to figure out what else I'm gonna do for the rest of today because I still have time to work on things. So I might continue doing the sculpts I've been working on all last week. Honestly, I filmed and edited a whole studio vlog about those sculpts already, and I felt like it was really boring, but like most of my life is spent sculpting, so I have to figure that out. That's the thing I have to work on. I have more spring sculpts that need to be finished up, so I'll show you what I have so far. Okay, so this is the state of chaos that my desk continually is during a few weeks of sculpts. But as you can see, the farm animals are coming along. The forest animals still need some more friends added, though I do have a few forest animals that are completely finished that I have in storage. So there's actually more forest animals than you can see here. And then over here, I have sort of a cottagecore collection for spring, and all the animals that are just color block different colors are going to be patchwork quilt animals. I'll paint different patterns onto each of the colors. I did it in the fall and it was super cute, so I want to make a spring version, and I might even paint stitches where the colors meet each other. And I think that will be super duper cute. So they're gonna have that. Right now they just look weird and kind of like 90s kids clothes if you made them pastel, but they're gonna be cuter. Behind them are a bunch of sweater geese that will get little patterns painted onto their sweaters, and then some hamsters with flower hats on. But lots of cute stuff in progress. It's all just in the really rough stages right now, so it doesn't look great. Okay, so I sculpted this little draft horse or Clydesdale. It's my first time doing like a horse that isn't just the normal pony. And I think she's really cute. And I was gonna make one in like this darker brown color too, but I think I'm gonna do that later because she was a very time-consuming sculpt, and I feel like I need to give my brain a break with sculpting something else. So earlier today, I made these little like almost cups and pre-baked them in the oven for a little while. And what I'm gonna do is cover them in a layer of clay so that they'll be turned into teapots and teacups for little mice to sit in. dropped all my orders off at the post office. It is a very typical rainy Oregon day today, and one thing about me is that driving makes me very nervous, and driving in the rain is like my least favorite thing in the world. One of the main perks of being self-employed for me is not driving any more than I absolutely have to, but orders have to be dropped off. So I went to the post office and did that. So it feels good to have them on their way to their new homes. In typical rainy day fashion, I'm wearing the world's most boring outfit, black leggings and a black top, just because I never can bother when it's super wet out. I started in on some clay earlier today, worked on my teapots and teacups, but I do need to keep working on my clay pieces. I counted, and I think I have 18 more I want to make for the first section of my spring collection. And for context, I have like 3 little chunks that I've divided the spring collection up into, and I'm currently on the first one. In fact, I can even show you my little notebook that shows like how I plan out my collections. So this is my planning notebook. It's just like a really cute little Daiso, I think, notebook that I've had forever. Obviously, I've been going through this one for literally multiple years. I know that for a lot of people, digital planning is like the coolest, newest thing, but I've always been such a paper and pen kind of gal. My current favorite pens are these erasable friction pens, and oh my gosh, they're a game changer because I hate having to scribble something out that you messed up. Being able to erase my pens is amazing. I'm not a pencil girly is because I'm left-handed and the pan just smears the pencil everywhere, so these are like my favorite pens ever. What I do for my planning is I plan out all the different mini themes I want to put within the bigger theme. So this bigger theme is spring for 2023. And then I have all the little themes that last like maybe 1 or 2 weeks within that all written out. And then within those, I write down the like exact types of animals I either could make or definitely will make. And then I have a little short list of the animals I'm definitely making for certain collections. Because spring is so large and I have like 12 weeks worth of ideas, I've decided to break them down into a few batches. So I have a few different colors that represent each batch. So the first ones I'm doing right now are the spring forest, the spring farm, and then the cottage core. All 3 of those themes are a little bit of larger themes. So they're going to be 2 weeks each rather than just 1. I have figured out like how many more I need to make. So right now I've sculpted a bunch, but I have about 18 more animals I want to make. So I'm going to get started in on those. The second Clydesdale horse. He's looking pretty cute. Can't wait to get him all painted and finished up. I think he's gonna be a cutie pie. It's so gloomy today that I literally have a studio light out in order to light my workspace. Also, this is the disaster that literally every clay sculpting session leads me with. But yeah, that really is the extent of what I have going on in my studio this week. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.